Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get airborne with our primary brief. I feel the need for profit. Man, that was cheesy. I don't know how I got through that, but I did. I'm going to change my call sign from Wiz to Ricky Bobby because when I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence. News broke that Warren Buffett has invested nearly $3 billion into Paramount. Why? Because he followed me into Paramount. That's why. Over the past, or I'll show you the trade. Men lie, trades don't. A couple of weeks ago, I said the only two things that I am bearish on right now as the world ends and the market implodes are psychedelics, the psychedelic space, because it's saving lives, and Paramount. Paramount is spending $150 million to promote Maverick. The ticket sale, well, we'll get into it in a little bit. Told you, Paramount to the moon. The trade that I placed is up like $10,000 today, man. This ain't rocket surgery. I said bearish. I said bullish. Bullish on the only two sectors I'm bullish on. You know what I meant. All right. Welcome aboard. We did the welcome aboard brief last night. If you didn't get a chance to attend, you owe me 50 push-ups. So knock them out right now, and let me get you the replay. This is the replay page where, shockingly, all the replays are posted. Go to topgunoptions.com/FT replay. All kidding aside, you have got to watch this. If this is you just showing up for this brief this morning, welcome, but you have to watch the welcome aboard brief from last night. Okay, so there it is on the replay page, and watch it. So we're doing the primary live trade brief this morning, and then tomorrow we're going to do the accelerated retirement brief, which is where a couple weeks ago I said get bullish on Paramount. And we did a trade called a burner trade, two bullish trades on top of each other that are printing money as I speak to you right now. So again, we have bearish trades on, which are making money as the market goes down, and we have bullish trades on, bullish trade, one of them on, that's making money as Paramount goes up, because I told you Paramount would go up. And quick reminder, you're obviously registered for all three. It's the same link that you used to get in here last night, this morning, and tomorrow morning as well. So you're registered for all three. Quick review. Here's your current market condition, right? If you looked at this market or this stock, what would you do? Man, even though I'm a political science major, I can see a trend. Look at the trend in our current market condition. Isn't that just absolutely fantastic? Well, you're inverted right now, just like Maverick and Goose on top of the famous MiG-28. Let's roll verted. This is the current market condition, right? I just showed you the market inverted. Why am I showing you the market inverted? Because I want you to change your strategic mindset. Well, Wiz, there's an all clear this morning. The market is rallying. Only fools think the market's rallying today. Even the, quote, smart money, who are a bunch of idiots, because I prove that they're a bunch of idiots, says that we will have what are called bear market rallies. You will see this, folks. This reminds me exactly of the COVID crash. What happened during the COVID crash? Boom, 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 all the way down. And every one of these on the way down, what did the smart money tell you to do? Oh, I'd buy here. Yeah, this is the bottom. Donald Trump. Market's looking great here. The next day, the market goes down 3,000 points. Nice job, Donald. Another. They all got it wrong. We got it right. Same thing is happening right now. Just because Home Depot had some good numbers this morning ain't a cause to celebrate. Until further notice, we will sell the rips and not buy the dips. Okay, those are the standing orders. So, Home Depot did good this morning. Walmart was horrific. And if you were here, if you were a Top Gun Options member last week, what happened last week? The University of Michigan consumer sentiment numbers are at the lowest in history. Okay? Remember, when a company comes out with earnings, like Home Depot did this morning, what are earnings? They are looking in what direction? To the left side of a chart. They're telling you what happened in the last quarter. I don't give a shit what happened in the last quarter. I care what's coming in the forward quarter, the next one. And it is not good. Okay? Yeah, there you go. Home Depot boosts Dow, but Walmart weighs. after earnings, folks. Not good earnings. All right. Strategic picture. We covered this last night, but I'm going to get into my strategic brief. But we're going to talk about all these things and how people are ejecting from the market. You have not seen panic selling yet. You're going to see panic selling. I guarantee it. This chart's wrong. I forgot to update it this morning because I've been busy trading and doing other things. We're pounding the market into the dirt, and we made over 30 as of this morning, about $38,000 in profit just trading the S&P 500. That's SPX. Just like Bugs Bunny asked, who's buried in Grant's tomb? What's the S&P 500 made up of? 500 companies in the United States. So we've been pounding this S&P 500 into the dirt, and it's going to go lower. We have an opportunity to pound it into the dirt again today. Quick reminder, this is Top Gun Options, man. Welcome aboard. You are in a normal Tuesday morning primary live trade brief. I'm not going to give you 92 PowerPoint slides. We're going to get right into the market in a second, but just let me show you where you are. Right now, you're on the left side of that fence right there, that Chinese wall right in the middle. We're in the training environment right now. We have three kind of groups of services. We have a service called Solo Amazon, kind of our entry-level service. It's only $97 a month. Then we have Tomcat Charts, $147 a month, and then we have Full Throttle. You're in a Full Throttle brief right now. That's where all the training takes place and all the good stuff, okay? And then if you logged in early, if you're not 15 minutes early, you're late, right? We operate on Lombardi time here or military time. If you logged in early, you saw I've already placed a couple trades and I immediately sent them where? I pasted them right into our investment clubs, the Hunters and the Max Afterburner group. So on the other side of the training fence, we have execution. We have our two investment clubs, the Hunters and the Max Afterburner, and they get my trades immediately when I place them. And if you saw, all the other members are posting what they're doing in there as well. You saw people taking profit in Paramount, selling the rip, as we've talked about, and good stuff going on. Real quick, this, like I said, you're in Full Throttle right now. Primary live trade brief is every Tuesday at 10 a.m. The weekly options brief is on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. And then on Thursdays, we do what's called accelerated retirement, which is kind of a conservative, should be a conservative, longer dated portfolio. It's hard to go longer dated right now, bullish, when the world's ending. But we did 2 weeks ago, and we're printing money on Paramount because I told you the only two things I'm bullish on are Paramount and the psychedelics space. Oh, that's awesome, Scott. I am going to grab that. So let's take a look at what Scott just wrote in the chat box. So I always stop and do these live. So Scott, just following Wiz's trades on SPX. Last week, my account was up 15%, and my trades were more conservative than Wiz's. Good for you, because I have a smaller account. So look at that. So Scott is flying and fighting his own aircraft. He's saying, hey, man, Scott, 15%. So I'm saving that. So Scott's saying, hey, man, his entire portfolio is up 15% since last week, as the market's going straight down. Okay, so there's our typical flight schedule. Solo Amazon and Tomcat Charts are not included in what's on the screen. If they were, they'd be on the screen. They're on the screen saying they're not included. So if you want to talk about Solo Amazon for $97, I can give you a link maybe later. Or Tomcat Charts is our newest service with one of our cheesy Tomcat pilots, Bart. Love me some Bart, man. Bart's also in our No Fallen Heroes documentary project. I love my Bart, man. All right, so welcome aboard the primary brief. I'm going to go through a strategic and operational brief in a couple minutes here. It's going to be about 10, 15 minutes. Then we're going to get tactical, and we're going to look at new trades. I already placed 2 new trades this morning, and if I wasn't doing this for you, I'd be going to the beach, I'd be going to yoga, I'd be going to the gym, I'd be doing all sorts of stuff. I don't sit here all day and trade. I'd rather get my teeth drilled, and I don't want to do that. So today, towards the end of our brief, I'm going to open up the membership to our new Full Throttle, limited to the first 50. Remember, this was an emergency brief. It was getting tiresome. No offense to everybody who did it, but tiresome with the Facebook messengers and the texts and the emails like, dude, what am I doing? I know you haven't heard from me in 4 decades, but I lost all my money in crypto. Please help. Okay, so I'm here to help. And then we'll take some Q&A at the end. Full Throttle training, folks. What did I tell you last night? Please open a simulator. Pilots don't read books on flying and go to an airplane. That's how you get killed and they get killed. They go to the simulator and they do all of their trading. You need to open a paper trading account if you don't currently have a brokerage account. If you currently have a brokerage account, you most likely are at a broker that has a paper trading capability. Go over there and I'm going to teach you how to trade options in a training environment. And then when you feel comfortable, you can squeeze the trigger and fire some trades for real. Okay, so full throttle training itself, we talked about the live trade briefs. It's the practical application of the training that are the live trade briefs. Once a quarter, I do 8 live sessions at night, 7 to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, however long we go, and I break down everything. This is a call. This is a put. This is a spread. This, boom. It's awesome. So when you join today or tomorrow, if it's going to take one more brief to join, hell, I would have joined last night after my just awesome introduction. But once you get on board, you need to go watch last quarter's replays because, ladies and gentlemen, a bear call spread, an iron condor, these different tactics that we use to make money here at Top Gun Options, they were an iron condor and a bear call spread 20 years ago. There'll be a bear call spread and an iron condor 20 years from now. What changes each quarter is what's currently going on in the market. So I changed the flavor of it, but the tactics remain the same. So that's why you can go watch the replays and start getting up to speed. If you logged in early and saw the market pop, I sold another bear call spread right at the pop, and the S&P starting to implode like it does every day. So like I said, watch all the training now. All right, here's what you get today. I'm going to save that slide to show you. Here's what you get today after we do our brief. Here we go. Strategic brief. Let's put our binoculars downrange and look across oceans. And it's not good. Now, I saw today in the news that COVID announced, or COVID, close enough. COVID, China, COVID, same thing. I lost 2 Twitter accounts telling you the truth. I had a buddy who was in the White House at the time, and I knew on day one what was going on. Let me just, and I had YouTube videos blocked and everything. I told you the truth. Conspiracy theorist. Truth. COVID escaped from a level 4 weapons facility in Wuhan, the only level 4 weapons facility in China. I miss the way he says China. What happened? Well, when you weaponize shit like that, what do you test it on? You test it on dogs, bats, cats. And when you're done testing, what happened in the labs? All right, well, we're done testing this cat, this bat, and this rat. Cat, bat, oh, dog, I miss dog. What did they tell the workers there to do? Take these things to the incinerators. Oh, okay, yeah, well, we're on it. Have a good night, Mr. Wong. What did the workers do? They took the dog, the cat, the rat, the bat, and they went about a mile away to the wet market and they sold them. That is how it jumped from a level 4 weapons facility to the wet lab to the world. I told you the truth at the time, and my accounts were deleted. So, yeah, exactly. Remember that? And then I told you about the mobile, all the mobile phones shutting down. And then did you see all the clouds over the cities? 7 cities had mobile crematoriums. I told you all this shit, and I got shut down. Anyway, so I heard, and I read this morning, got up, had my coffee, that, Shanghai might be approaching COVID zero, right? Which we know is physically impossible. That's just, you can't do that. It's based on people. It's just theoretically impossible. So that might be a glimmer of good news that China might be slowly reopening. And just because we're sitting here this morning, we're going to talk about Top Gun, Home Depot, all sorts of stuff. You have got to project your thoughts around the world. Imagine being in Shanghai right now. You've been locked down for a month. There's 25 million people in Shanghai, 5 times the size of New York City. People have been starving. They haven't been going out. What have they not been doing? Working. I have buddies who trade out of Hong Kong, man. They're like, you guys have no idea what's going on the other side of the world. So when ports are closed in China, when Uyghurs in concentration camps aren't making Kaepernick jerseys or LeBron James shoes and they're locked up, things happen around the world. So this economic slowdown in China is rippling all around the world. and it's getting worse. But it sounds like they might. I think it's fake news. China's economic distress deepens as the lockdowns drag on. Whoa. Economists call for more aggressive stimulus, right? Because that worked great for us, didn't it? Slowdown is the worst since the initial COVID outbreak in 2020. I used to say this, and now it makes me cringe when I say this, but I'll share it with you. I used to say before COVID, if China sneezes, the world's going to catch a cold. And I meant it in an economic sense, because when they would slow down economically, the ripples would be felt here in the United States. I used to trade that. I'd be lying on the couch at 9 at night when some economic data would come out, and I'd see the future. I'm like, oh, yeah. But guess what? They literally sneezed in 2020 and the world got sick. But if China dies, which they're doing right now, it's going to ripple across the pond. You think we have supply chain issues now? It's only getting worse. Unless you believe what they said today, which is we might be okay over here, which means they ain't going to open immediately tomorrow and everything's back to normal. So, not good news out of China. Or maybe there's semi good news and it might be getting better. So we'll keep an eye on that. But right now, man, it ain't looking too good. So Ukraine, the yeah, JW, I heard Xi might be sick as well. Both guys are sick, right? Putin's got some blood cancer and Xi's got an aneurysm or something like that. If that's what we're banking on for things to get better, I mean, it's just weird. We're banking on a coup, right? We're banking on some Russian generals or KGB to take out Putin. Let me say this about Ukraine. With Finland shares a 1,300-mile border with Russia. Putin had a briefing yesterday with like his Secretary of Defense, the KGB, whoever guys around the table. So Sweden, ditching hundreds of years of neutrality, wanting to join NATO, and Finland wanted to join NATO. Again, Putin said yesterday, what are you guys doing? I'm not threatening you. Why do you keep, we just keep marching eastward towards Russia. Not excusing anything, man. I think Putin, I think he needs to eat a bullet. He's got a soul. I love the man as a soul. He needs to eat a bullet and go. Here's what I'm getting at. Nobody is talking peace. When's the last time in a month you heard peace? Stop. War. Ceasefire. You haven't. You've heard Raytheon, General Dynamics, Northrop Grumman, Boeing. War, 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 war. Why am I rambling about this, folks? Because you keep pushing a KGB colonel into the corner like, so I posted this morning. I stand with you. Oh, wait. I stand with the United States military industrial complex using Ukrainians to fight their war. Ladies and gentlemen, cowards fight proxy wars. The United States is a coward. We're using young Ukrainian men as cannon fire to test out our new Switchblade UAV. Who is stepping up to say the word peace? I know the Pope tried to, and Putin kind of gave him a little bit of the stiff arm. Is that the only person on the face of the planet that's talking peace? Here's what I'm getting at as part of my strategic brief. I've made this prediction and I want to be wrong. If Putin gets backed all the way into a corner, do you think a cornered Putin goes, okay, everybody surrounding me, you got me. I'm sorry. Guys, everybody out of Ukraine, come on home. Does anybody think that's going to happen? I would love for that to happen. It won't, unless the dude eats a bullet. But if we're banking on the man being assassinated for peace, we're screwed. It's on my flight jacket. There you go. There's my adversary patch. I went to Top Gun and I was an adversary pilot. Do you know how many days weeks, months, I spent in a vault, in a top secret vault, reading Soviet doctrine, tactics, techniques. I knew more about how to fight their shit than they did. We have nuclear weapons, and we believe what? It's a deterrent. Nobody will ever use a nuke because we have nukes. Everybody who says that is an idiot, because everybody who says that doesn't know that Soviet doctrine says they can what? Win a nuclear war. What? I didn't hear that. I know you didn't. That's why you're here this morning, and I'm telling you. Go look at what their defense minister said a couple weeks ago. Go see what their media said last week. They believe, folks, and this isn't, folks, this is doctrine. Day one, when you went in the Soviet military, this is pounded into your head. This isn't them posturing, folks, like, oh, they can't be serious. They're fucking serious, people. And let's assume they're not. They're not serious, Wiz. They're just bluffing. We're going to risk vaporizing Eastern Europe on a bluff? Where are the peacemakers? And ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't attend the brief last night, you owe me 100 push-ups now, unless you just did the 50. Because a year ago, I would have been on the next flight to Ukraine to jump in a MiG-29 and kill as many Russians as possible. That's old Wiz. On the medicine, I've seen it. I experienced God. I experienced oneness with everybody. Again, a year ago, would punch me in the face and take my lunch money for saying this. Ain't nobody more warish and hawkish than me as a fighter pilot. But ladies and gentlemen, if we do not start talking peace, millions are going to die in a nuclear exchange. I'm telling you, and I'm warning you. I don't want to be right, but do we really want a cornered Putin? So let's move on from that. So China may be coming out of its lockdown. How many kabillion people are in China? And here we are talking about abortion and a shooting in Buffalo. That's just horrific. How come Joe Biden's going to Buffalo and he didn't go to Wasaga or whatever that place in Wisconsin is? Dude kills 6 people and wounds 60 with a car. An African American just hates white people. Joe Biden, not a word. Didn't go and visit. He's on a plane to Buffalo, though. And if you look at the media reports to this day about what happened in Wisconsin, it says a car plowed into a bunch of people. So a car killed people in Wisconsin, but a white kid killed people in Buffalo. Not a gun. Can't stand this shit. It's delusional. All right, now let's get operational and talk about what's going on. So we have to be very careful today doing a couple day trades because why? Jerome Powell is talking. Who's Jerome Powell? He's the Federal Reserve chief. Who's Jerome Powell? He's the volunteer firefighter that at the height of the COVID crisis ignited a firestorm, Dresden-like stimulus. And now he's the man who's saying what? Yeah, that's a little much. Last week, 3 people with 3 J's have been lying to you. Joe Biden, shocker. Janet Yellen, who's our Treasury Secretary, who was the Fed chief before Jerome Powell, has been lying to you. And Jerome Powell has been lying to you. There's only one of 2 things. They're either liars or they're idiots. And if they're idiots, they should be fired. For the past year and a half, there's no inflation. If there is inflation, it's transitory. If you did a shot game where you drank every time Jerome, Janet said the word transitory, you'd be dead of alcohol poisoning. Every time they said that, I looked into this camera and told you they're lying. We all knew that. We're human. We go buy milk. We go buy gas. I buy jet fuel. Jesus. So, last week, Jerome Powell, the Federal Reserve chief, finally came clean and said what? Yeah. I don't know if I can land this plane safely. Folks, we're at the end of the runway. We ran off the runway and the plane's on fire. This dude's sitting in the cockpit going, ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain. I don't know if we can have a soft landing. There might be some pain involved. We're already fucking done, dude. He's an idiot. Remember, the people at the Fed are what? Academics. Why don't you Google right now the name Janet Yellen? After she was the Federal Reserve chief, she gave $7 million worth of keynotes and consulting to Citadel, to Goldman Sachs. Not a bad gig, going from being the Federal Reserve chief, making $150,000 a year, to getting paid $7 million over like a year or 2 years. It's disgusting. It's gross. But that's where we are. So Jerome Powell came out and said, yeah. And then this guy, you should also know who this guy is, right? Everybody give me a vertical head nod. That's Ben Bernanke. So it went Ben Bernanke, Janet Yellen, Jerome Powell. All three of these people are idiots. And again, well, they're either liars or idiots. There's no third choice. Ben Bernanke, who started this, if you saw me in 2008 in the Chicago Board of Trade, I was at ground zero, folks. I was in the SIBO. I went over to see I saw the VIX hit 90. The VIX pit, the volatility index pits, we still had pits. If you saw me in 2008, first of all, I was chubby and pasty white since I lived in Chicago. But when I on the Options News Network, I said, do not do this. The Federal Reserve jumping in to save capitalism will bite us in the end. Here am I 14 years later. I was right. They bailed out Wall Street. George Bush, can't stand that dude. George Bush, C student from Harvard. When the door to the Oval Office kicked open, it was Hank Paulson. You know who Hank Paulson was? He was the Secretary of the Treasury for George Bush Jr. We got to bail out Wall Street or the entire financial system will collapse. George Bush was sitting there, with his little paddle ball thing. Okay. That's where this just completely went to shit. Bailing out big banks. Did you get bailed out in 2008? I didn't. I had to short sale my house in Naperville. We got destroyed. Lloyd Blankfein, Bank of America, JP Morgan. So, watching this AIG. So watching this interview yesterday morning, seeing the dude who started this stupidity telling or kind of poking Jerome Powell saying, this is, So remember what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. And if I've kind of lost you, let me bring you back with a little bit of a rhyme. When interest rates are low, stocks will grow. We've been in a near zero interest rate environment since I was in the Board of Trade. When interest rates are high, say it with me, stocks will die. Here comes Jerome Powell, years late, slowly cranking up interest rates as inflation is raging all around us. 3 or 4 months ago, when the CPI, the main inflation number in this country, came out, it was at 40-year highs. The last time inflation was this high, my sister Monica was still alive. What did I say that day? I wonder what time the emergency Fed meeting is when they're going to announce a full point interest rate increase to send a message to this country that they're going to fight inflation. Didn't happen because Jerome Powell is a coward. He didn't want to shock the stock market. You know who owns stocks and is trading in the market? Us. No offense to us. We're the evil 5%. You think the vast majority of Americans, if you're in here, you're smart, and I'm going to show you how we make money off this stupidity. But folks, I see the people. I go around and give keynotes. I was in Colorado. I love people. I talk. People are, I was at a fundraiser. The average American is getting destroyed by inflation. You, me, we are experiencing a 30% each month pay cut. But Jerome Powell is scared that his buddies on Wall Street and the market might go down. Oh, God forbid the market goes down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why you're here to learn how to fucking trade options. Because you can make money as the market goes down. Again, I told you last night, Wiz, I feel shitty. I feel shitty that people are inflation. I feel shitty people aren't trading this and making money. Now I'm going to put on my Gordon Gekko Armani suit and go, I don't fucking care. I hope this market goes to zero because I'm going to get rich. So Jerome Powell not wanting the market to go down while people are dying from inflation almost quite literally is a target-rich environment for you and me. So here's what I'm getting at. And then we're going to get tactical and trade. Look at that. I'm right on timeline, man. He's speaking today. So last week, like I said, on NPR, he kind of came clean. Yeah, inflation wasn't transitory. Remember the White House Peppermint Patty's daily press briefings? We believe inflation's transitory, supply chain issues transitory. Then it became Putin's inflation. It's everybody's fault but the Fed and the government for spending a shit pot of money. They gave you $1,400 and oh, by the way, they just sent $40 billion to Ukraine to kill more human beings instead of to save the 22 veterans a day that kill themselves or the 60,000 homeless veterans in this country. It's a disgrace. So Morgan Stanley came out yesterday and said the S&P tumbling as low as 3,400. The hell does that mean, Wiz? Let's go look at the S&P right now. Damn it. I got to change my settings on here. It logs me out too soon. Oh, yeah, you can't unsee that. That's she's Peppermint Patty. Did you see her quota hire speaking yesterday? Oh, my God, man. She graduated from the Kamala Harris School of just word salad. I said this. I've been saying this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me give you my S&P call where we're going. And I got to open it up to 5 years. What did I tell you last night? I just dropped a line right there, man. Oh, well, Morgan Stanley agrees with Wiz. They said 3,400. I'm at 3,350. Ladies and gentlemen, there ain't a lot of love in between here and here. This is where we imploded. Remember January of 2020? I don't care how you felt about Donald Trump. Remember January of 2020? It literally was the good old days. Unemployment at record lows. Hispanic, African American, the stock market back then was at record highs. He had just beaten back 2 stupid impeachments. I mean, things were, I remember January of 2020. I could not have been more happy. And then the scandemic hit. And I wrote a book about it. In this crash here, ladies and gentlemen, we made millionaires. I will show you the folder at the end here if you want to stick around because you don't believe me. I will show you all the case studies of the people who we made millionaires. It's happening again. And we will make potentially more millionaires. If you logged in this morning early and you saw me trading, you're already up $450 in an S&P 500 trade that expires this afternoon. We'll talk about that in a couple minutes. So, okay. Yeah, exactly. Morgan Stanley was watching last night. I'd love to believe that. I've been saying that's my target for long before Morgan's. Folks, these guys are all showing up late. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, they're all showing up now. The smart money going, we are bearish and the market's going lower. I'm like, did this in January, folks. Real quick, the retail. Wait, what came out this morning? I think I moved it over here. Crypto, I'm not even going to talk about. I'm in zero mood to talk about crypto. It just cracks me up. Tina, were you supposed to watch last night? Yeah, watch the welcome aboard brief. This is a primary brief, and then tomorrow is accelerated retirement. Exactly, Bob. There are a lot of people that have left the workforce and just aren't coming back. Folks, here's what I have to say about crypto. It's not a hedge against inflation. Inflation is the highest since my sister was alive. It's not a store of value. It's at all. It's not everything that they told you crypto is, it's not. So why are you in it? Crypto doesn't have a CEO. It doesn't have earnings. It doesn't own things. Would you rather be in crypto or Amazon? Amazon owns airplanes, fulfillment centers, driverless cars, going to the moon, 1 hour delivery. If you're going to invest in something, folks, investing something that has a thing. And I've said this since day one with crypto. In it, well, it'll be a currency in it, the fiat dollar and all sorts of bullshit. Even though I laugh when I say this, I will laugh when I say this. The dollar is backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government. I love when people laugh at that, right? All the crypto Scientologists go, you think that, folks, I get it. We're bankrupt. We keep going bankrupt. But that's the best house in a bad neighborhood is the US dollar. You want to invest in something that some Korean dude made in his basement and named his daughter after? That's why it went from 119 to 0. Invest in something that has value. I get it, man. Gold and crypto. You know why they have value? Because a bunch of people sit around and go, it has this value. Today, we believe it's worth this much. Stocks can go to 0. Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers. But Bear Stearns, Lehman Brothers, Pets.com, Enron, and crypto, what do they all have in common? They didn't own a damn thing. Enron didn't even own the building they were in. They were a middleman of electricity. Pets.com owned a URL and a stinky sock puppet. Bear Stearns and Lehman Brothers owned paper, derivative contracts. So if you're going to invest in something that has something. Microsoft, Apple, Amazon. Do not go into some crazy crypto shit. Rant complete. So, this morning, having my cup of coffee here, which is cold and it's gross. Warren Buffett reveals a $2.6 billion investment in Paramount. Wiz just kind of chuckled because what's today? May 17th? 12 days ago, what did Wiz say? The market is heading much lower. What happened? The market head much lower. But then what did I say? I am bullish on Maverick, Paramount. We put on a bull put spread, and I also bought calls, $6,000. I'm just letting that sink in a market that I predicted was going to keep imploding, which look, where's that? What was that? May, right there. You know why I said that day? Look at that. Because of the massive pop that day. Again, I said, sell these rips. Anytime the market rips higher, sell into it. So on that day when the market was rallying, I said what? Going much lower. And I capitalized the words much. But I said the only thing I'm bullish on is Paramount. Warren Buffett apparently is a secret Top Gun Options member because he heard me. Folks, this is free money. I have seen Paramount. One of my best friends that I flew Hornets with in the fleet, hell, Ferg and I go back to flight school. I'm not going to tell you what year because it'll really date me. For 14 months, the Navy sent him orders. You are with Paramount and Top Gun. They're spending $150 million to promote this movie. The projections I have seen are obscene. It is going to be that summer blockbuster that we used to have before COVID. Here we are coming out of this scandemic, and here comes a rah-rah, feel-good fighter pilot movie, red, white, and blue. Paramount stock is going to explode. Warren Buffett, I will call the smart money. Why? Because the dude looks at value. He's had some shitty trades. We all have shitty trades. But the guy looks at what? He takes his time. Nice base hits. He ain't swinging for the fence. In the world of entertainment, he looked at what? Paramount, $3 billion. You're welcome for the however much money you made on that trade. Isn't that awesome? Come on, S&P, drop dead like I said you would. So if you logged in early this morning, you are now up $900. This morning, before we started our live trade, now it's $1,200. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, if you logged in and watched me, I did a bear call spread on the S&P 500 at 9:47 this morning. 9:47 this morning. Where are we right now? We are up over $1,000 in 23 minutes. Is anybody making up? Yeah, it's essentially up 50% in that time. It's up 47% right now, guys. What's this look like by the end of today? This is a one-day trade. I could potentially, by the market close today, make $2,200 on $5,200 worth of risk. We'll cover this trade in a little bit. I'm keeping an eye on it on my other screen because I might take the profits. If anybody likes making $1,000 in an hour, under an hour, let me know. That's why I would also get out of it right now, potentially. Right, and I'll teach you guys to have an SOP, standard operating procedure. If you can make 50% on a trade in a half an hour, get out. I'll teach you to have an SOP. Here's where I take profits. Here's my risk, all that type of stuff. This is all part of the full throttle training. But somebody just said, and I was going to finish my operational comments with this, Jerome Powell's, I think, getting interviewed by the Wall Street Journal. He's either going to clean up what he said last week. Oh, I didn't mean there's pain ahead or we're going to crash. Or he's actually going to confirm what he said last week. There's pain ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, the fact that this guy hasn't had an emergency Fed meeting and raised a full point. Folks, inflation is also mental. It's a John F. Kennedy flying over Long Island Sound, man. It's a death spiral. Once people believe in inflation, it feeds on itself. Everybody gets glum and shuts down. You know how you get out of a death spiral? Roll wings level and pull. You do something shocking. Jerome Powell needed to have an emergency press conference and go, we're raising a full point. That would have translated to you, the regular public, like, the Fed really is concerned about controlling inflation. I feel a little bit better. But listening to that moron over the past month go, well, we're just going to kind of take our time raising interest rates. It's death by 1,000 raises. I actually, to help everybody else out, I would love for him to get up in front of a microphone and go, boom, big interest rate increase. I am fighting for the average American and not caring about the stock market. I'd actually get bullish on that. But the chances of that dude doing his job are slim to none. I think we're going to go down to 40-30 easily. Awesome. I love doing this, man. This is great. Now we're up $1,200 on that trade. So I essentially just paid for what? 6 months of your membership in the Top Gun options in a half an hour. All right, let me see if I got anything else to cover up here before we get tactical. I'm laughing at the Twitter thing. I love Elon Musk. The CEO could not, so in their SEC filing, when the CEO of a publicly traded company signs his or her name on the dotted line and they give that to the SEC, technically it's a crime if stuff in there is not correct. So Elon Musk is playing, four-dimensional chess while these limousine liberals at Twitter are playing checkers. He could not publicly come out and say that, yes, only 5% or less of Twitter accounts are fake. What did Elon? He took a double-barreled shot. I know that Elon knows the right answer. He's like, I think at least 20%, if not much higher. This dude is awesome. He's going Gordon Gekko on this whole deal. Hey, man, If 20% of the people on this platform are just robots, I'm not buying this thing. First of all, you lied to the SEC, so I'm going to let you guys kind of deal with that legal issue. And I think that also gets him out of having to pay $1 billion breakup fee. The dude is just awesome. So I'd be bearish on Twitter right now. All right, and I think that's about it for strategic, operational, tactical. Let me just go through stuff. Psychedelics we're going to talk about tomorrow in, this was funny yesterday in Bloomberg. Forget Burning Man. Psychedelic shamans are going to Davos. I love Davos. Why? Because it made millionaires. In January of 2020, when the beautiful people sat at Davos, when Donald Trump looked into the camera and lied to the American public, is when I said, get out of the market. Buy volatility, get long volatility, and buy puts on the S&P 500. The president's lying. COVID's coming here. Conspiracy theorist. How dare you? Boom. I knew it. That was also, look at the S&P 500, guys. Now we're up $1,400. I love it. I don't know. I forget what time he's talking. I don't know. Somebody could probably find out right now. But anybody like making? So Doug already closed that trade. Oh, Amazon. I have a bearish trade on Amazon that's printing money right now too. I love this stuff. This is fun. So right now, I could close this trade for $1,300 and enjoy the rest of my day. But I'm here trying to open the doors to you guys. All right, we already covered Paramount. This was a bearish trade, right? I'm bearish. Listen to me. A bullish trade. I'm used to being bearish. There ain't nothing to be bullish on, I said lately, except Paramount and psychedelics. Okay. So let's get tactical. I gave you a strategic brief, and it's not looking good. Might kind of start looking good at China. You know, if you believe that China is coming out of the woods, let's go take a look at this name. So, ladies and gentlemen, FXI is the iShares China large cap ETF. Since we as Americans can't buy Chinese stocks directly, this is just like shrimp are a vehicle for eating cocktail sauce, the FXI is a vehicle for eating. This is like their Dow Jones, right? This large cap ETF. But let's look at a 5-year chart. So look at that, man. The FXI looking great, record highs, and then what happened? Boom. Okay. So if you believe, this is one area I can't even believe it's not even on my bullish board, but if you start believing some of the news reports, let me drop a line on SPX right now. I have all my lines set up over here, but let me do this. 40-30. What did I tell you? 40-30? And we pivoted right kind of off of it. Okay. Back to FXI. If you believe that this FXI is going to, get air, that China's going to open up again, it's up 2% today. If you believe that this thing's going to open up, you could go out. So here's an options chain for folks that are new to options. What did I tell you last night? An option is a contract. It's got a date and a price, right? So the dates of these options contracts are all along the top. These are the dates. And these are the prices. Okay? Now, the FXI right now, I wasn't even going to cover FXI, but what the hell? Right now the FXI is trading at 30.22. Wiz, I think your gloom and doom is bullshit. It's right now, but out into the future, peace, love, and understanding break out. Everybody sings Kumbaya, and everything's great. Awesome. Hell, you could go out. Let's just go to January of next year, January of 2023. You could buy what are called upside calls. What's upside? You see how this kind of in the background it's got a little bit of a shading? Those calls are called in the money. Why? Because look, the FXI is at $30 right now. If you own these options contracts at these prices, you're already making money, man. They're in the money. The FXI's up here. I own this options contract down here, baby. Yay. Okay. So you could buy, actually right now, some in the money calls. But look at them. They're expensive because they have meat on them. Those contracts are in the money. But if you think FXI is going to rally and keep going, those calls will make even more money. Or you could buy these calls, which are called OTM, out of the money. I guess you'd put two O's in there, but out of the money. And look at these. These are a lot cheaper than these, aren't they? So welcome if you're brand new, and I know we had 10, 25% of people last night who are brand new to options. Here's an options basic. Pick sometime out into the future. I just went out to January of 2023 and buy some upside calls. You could just do that. You could buy some upside calls on FXI and put them in your filing cabinet if people still had filing cabinets. And if FXI rallies, you start making money. Okay? That's just a simple example of buying calls on something you think is going to go up. If you agree with me, if you agree with Warren Buffett that Maverick's going to be a blockbuster and Paramount stock's going to rally, you could do the same thing with Paramount. I will show you the trade that we did on Paramount, right? We did a tactic that is called a bull put spread. And I'll explain that to you in the full throttle training. But we got bullish on Paramount using puts. Okay. This trade was risking $6,000 to make $4,000. And I think we're at $4,000 right now. Again, look at this. I did 100 contracts in this trade. That equals the $6,000 in risk. That's me. That's not you. There are people here that are just trading 80 times the size I am, and there are people here that are trading a fraction of what I am. If you only wanted to risk maybe $1,000, you could have done 10 contracts, right? I can't tell you what to do. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a broker dealer. I don't play one on TV. You're getting to eavesdrop on what I'm doing. So again, whenever I do a trade, I will pound this into the dirt like I am doing this many contracts, me, and it equals this much risk. That is my SOP, my standard operating procedure. I'm going to teach you how to make your own. Wiz, I don't want to risk $6,000 on this trade. Good. That shows you're smart. What do you want to risk? I don't know, $500. Great. Then you do this many contracts. Now, I'm not going to do that for all 500 people in the room. That's not what I'm getting at. You're going to have to do a little political science math on your own. But here's a perfect example of a couple weeks ago, me actually finding something I'd be bullish on, and then breaking news this morning, drinking my coffee, boom, $2.6 billion investment in Paramount. This dude doesn't like investing in things that are going to lose money. He sees something good. How do we know this happened? Because hedge funds are required to release a 13F filing. Here's what we have invested in. It's almost like Nancy Pelosi and congressmen and senators it's a little bit aged, but this is great. This shows you that Warren Buffett was also looking downrange. Now he probably looks at 80 million other things. I just know that excuse me, that Maverick is actually going to print money, and it's going to look good. So look at the trades that we did on Paramount. I bought calls. I bought the June 22 35 calls. Okay, that's next month. I bought upside calls, the 35 strike calls. Why? Because I believe, let's go take a look at the upside calls in Paramount right now. If you believe, if your strategic mindset says, you know what? Wow. And look at this, folks. Look at this. Volume and open interest. So there are a lot of folks thinking, believing, buying these calls. I believe these are bought. We can get into whether these are bought or sold in a different brief, but most likely these are upside call buying. Hell, there's people buying 42.5 calls, which means, what's that, a 20% increase in Paramount by the middle of June? Wow. So if you believe, like I do, this time next month, Paramount's going to be having like breaking news. Here's how Maverick did over the weekend, or here's how the stock should rally. Shouldn't it? Tina, that's what I'm answering right now. I don't think it's too late. Matter of fact, Tina, look at what we did with Paramount. I got into that trade. What was the date of that? May 5th. So, Tina, let's go look at May 5th. May 5th was right here. What happened when I put the Paramount trade on? That happened. So, and guess what I did? Did I panic? Did I do anything? No. First of all, the overall market was still going down. I sat here. Actually, I didn't sit here. I lived my life because my commit criteria, which you read about last night in your trade plan, I knew my commit criteria was frigging solid, airtight, that it was going to go up. So what happened? It actually did. So Tina, if you, it is not too late to get into Paramount. I think we actually head back up to here at a minimum to the mid to upper 30s, maybe even 40. So the answer is no. I absolutely do not think it's too late. So you could do what I did, a similar type of trade. At this point, you could go out and we did what is called a bull put spread. Okay. I did a bull put spread, which is essentially saying that I don't believe. Let me just draw a line in here at the 30 strike. I did a bull put spread. A bull put spread, I sell a put right here and I buy a put down here in case it like implodes. I'm hedged. But a bull put spread means that you put a floor on it. You don't think this stock is going to go lower. You think it's going to go higher. So I put on a bull put spread down here. And when you put on a bull put spread, it's called a credit spread. A credit spread, you bring in money. So I got paid, the market paid me money to do this trade. You know what I did with that money that they paid me to do? I bought those upside 35 calls. This is what we call a burner trade. Now, I showed you on the slide last night that picture of a dude drinking from a fire hose. If I just lost you during what I just said, I'm going to spend 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half, teaching you about a bull put spread. This is why we do full throttle training at night from 7 to 8 to 8:30, because the next day after we do a bull put spread lecture for an hour to an hour and a half, we get into a live trade brief and do it. This is how I learned to fly fighter jets. Demo do. I sat in a lecture on aerodynamics. I went to the simulator and got to play around, and then we went out to the airplane. This is how I'm going to turn you into a steely-eyed options trader. So it is not too late for Paramount. We can do another bull put spread here and buy some calls. So I will teach you how to do that. But the answer is no. I absolutely think this thing is going higher. Tina, well, pull the trigger now. This is what I'm going to do. So Jerome Powell is speaking at, look at our portfolio today. This is, what is this? I'm in AR, actually. Oh, I opened the accelerated retirement portfolio because I wanted to show you the para trade today. I'm not actually looking in my primary portfolio, which is the brief we're in today, because I wanted to cover Paramount. And that SPX bear call spread is up $1,200. I might get out of this trade before Jerome Powell speaks. With my luck, the dude says something great and the market rallies on that. So let's do that. Let me at least put it in an order in case the S&P, because we kind of bounced. Let's go look at the SPX. We bounced off of 40.30. Yeah, right there. We bounced. What did we get up to on the open? Hang on. 70? Let me drop in a 70 up here. What are my strikes? So let me just, again, this is a trade that expires today. I told you I don't like day trading. this wouldn't be a quote day trade. I would have closed this trade. If I wasn't in here with this brief with you, I was just sitting here with my bunny slippers, I would have closed this trade 20 minutes ago for that $1,200 and gone on the rest of my day. Let's review what a bear call spread is. Maybe I just do that. So I sold 15 of today. So again, an options contract has a date and a price. So I sold the 4085 calls on the S&P 500. When I sold these calls, I said, "Hey, S&P 500, let me just pull up the chart real quick." Options basics right now, folks. This is a spread. So 4085 is all the way up here, right? Everybody see this? There's 4030, there's 4050, there's 40. So 4085 or whatever, I sold up here. So I sold those calls, which means that I don't think the S&P 500 today is going to do that, right? Well, Wiz, what if it does? Guess what I did? What if it does rally and I'm wrong? Because that happens. I bought 4090 calls just in case it does rip higher. That's how I limit my risk. This is called a spread, ladies and gentlemen, and this is how you minimize your risk, by doing what is called a spread. So I have limited risk on this trade. Okay, limited risk. I put a roof on it by selling the 4085 calls, and as long as the S&P 500 by today, it can run all over the place today, as long as it doesn't go through my calls that I sold. Okay, and again, I don't have to sit here all day, ladies and gentlemen, because I live life. I don't day trade. I don't sit here and stare at this shit. I am okay with the max potential loss of that trade. That's why I can go to the car wash, I can go eat, I can pick my daughter up from school, I can go to hockey. Panthers tonight, game 1, going to beat the shit out of the Lightning. I live because I'm okay with the max risk of that trade. If you're not okay with that max risk, you're trading too big. Remember, the max risk in any one trade for me, you ready for this? I do 5%. The max potential loss I ever want to take in one trade is 5%. Where'd you come up with that? Here's how I came up with that. 32 years of doing this. Old me didn't even know what the risk in a trade was until I lost on that trade and I went, holy shit, you idiot. That's old me, man. That's 3 decades ago. 5% of my model portfolio. If I'm trading a $100,000 model portfolio, which these training accounts are based on, I don't want to risk, for the political science majors in the room, $5,000. That's me, folks. If you have a $10,000 portfolio, maybe it's, you have to come up with your own SOP, and I'm going to help you do that. Okay, but I'm showing you what I'm doing. So, oh shit, it's 11:03. Usually this is an hour, so let me do this. Let me do this because I want to open the door because open the doors because people are already missing these trades, and some people actually used the old link last night to get in here, which I love when people do that. People who didn't get it in the last time. So here's what you're going to get today, folks. Again, I'm doing this for you all. If you want to join, and I just showed men lie, numbers don't. Showed you today, bearish trade that made up to $1,400. If you wanted, a lot of people, my current members in the chat box, exited. Why? Because they knew. They said, Wiz, I'm out of 57%. Wiz, I'm out of 46%. People took their profits. Now they're sitting here drinking their coffee or going on with their life. Okay? So you're missing out right now if you don't become a member. And again, if you sat here and went, what the hell does being long calls mean? Or what's a credit spread? This is why you join Full Throttle. I'm going to spend hours with you at night after the markets close, kids go to bed, teaching you all of this stuff. And then after you learn to do it, we're going to go in these live trade briefs and execute. So here's what you're going to get today when you join today. And we only take 50, man, because we don't explode Top Gun options. I'm an instructor. I can't stand shit shows in the chat box. Too many people. I can't answer questions. We keep a nice tight-knit squadron. I didn't even plan on doing this except for, again, no offense if you're in this room, all the people reaching out like, hey, man, hope you're well. Help me. Well, shit. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's a genius when the market's doing this, aren't you? Everybody's a genius when you're smoking crack. Everybody's a genius when the market's going up on bullshit. Until you're not. Right? What's that old Wall Streetism? You find out who's swimming naked when the tide goes out. Well, the tide's going out. I ain't swimming naked. That would be pretty damn ugly. I'm actually not swimming. I'm on a fucking yacht watching people drown. But I'm going to help you guys out. You get access to 3 skill-based live trade briefs. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, we do solo Amazon, and Friday is Tomcat charts. They're not in full throttle. We're going to take a building block approach, folks. I'm going to teach you how to trade. Again, the training's at night, so you can just hang out. You can have a glass of wine if you want, and you know, you're going to get 3 skill-based manuals, a trade plan, and your options pocket checklist, and you get text and email alerts, folks. Remember, about 80% of Top Gun Options members work. Excuse me. You don't have to attend the briefs live. I send out a text and email alert whenever I see a full throttle trade, unless you're in the investment clubs, and then you get all my trades immediately. And everything's recorded. This is recorded. It'll be put on the replay page. Every member brief is recorded so you can watch the replays. Okay? Make sure you're early to my briefs, guys. I start right on time to the second, but during the COVID crash, as the market was crashing due to COVID, what did I do? I just started showing people what I was doing in my personal account, not just my training, but in the personal accounts, because I wanted to help people out. Chris, I'm so geeked. I didn't know that was a word, but it is. Been a subscriber for about 3 years now, and this is the first time I've been able to attend live. I only know you via the replays. So that's pretty cool. Let me show you, just a quick example that I sent out yesterday. This is yesterday's text and email alert that I sent out. The text alert's at the top. It's on my phone, but I copy and paste the text alert and I just drop it in the top of the email. But I send out the email. So folks, if you're not in a live trade brief, you're going to get a text and email alert as if you were in the brief. I have a ton of members who are sitting in death by meeting and they're like, okay, great, boss. That's awesome. Enter. I'm going to send you a text alert, and this email alert has a screenshot of the trade, the risk, and everything like that. This trade yesterday expired for $2,400 in profit. $2,400 in one day. And that was also a couple-hour trade. Again, I don't like doing this. Old Top Gun Options is, all sorts of other stuff in this type of environment, man. When all you got is a hammer, right? Everything looks like nails. I changed my tactics for the market conditions. When the market was doing this and everybody was a genius, we were doing different types of trades. When the market's doing that because everybody's stupid, we do different types of trades. So this is very tactical trading. This is the other text alert and email alert that I sent out yesterday. Amazon bear call spread. Another bear trade on Amazon. This one expires Friday. This is a Friday trade. Okay? This one is risking 74 to make 26. Again, this is me. This is actually my personal portfolio. I trade a larger size. You do not have to do this. Of course you don't. I don't fly your airplane, man. I don't fly your portfolio. You scale your contract size appropriate to your risk, not me. Okay? You can do $100, you can do $1 million, you can do whatever you want. This is what the full throttle training looks like. And again, we take a building block approach. Boom, 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 boom. By the end of full throttle training, you're going to know what the hell you're doing. I guarantee it. I guarantee you're going to know how to do it. Okay. Like I said, you're going to get access to your manuals. Start reading these things today, man. These things are chock full of knowledge. I'll tell you every once in a while when I'm sitting on the couch on a Sunday, I'll pull these up and go, shit, I forgot that about volatility. I reread these manuals. They're good stuff. Like I said, once you become a member today, if you liked the trade that I just did live, an SPX bear call spread, go watch the bear call spread training tonight or this afternoon or whenever you become a member. And I'm going to give you the link right now to join. All right. So yesterday I placed 2 trades that closed for $4,600 by the closing bell yesterday on limited risk, $4,600. That's one day. That was one day of trading, folks. Political science major, $4,600. Let's just say you did $4,600 in a week. That's $250,000. You could have done both those trades that I did yesterday and not done anything the rest of the week. That's not me, though. I love doing this. I own my own L-39 fighter jets, so I still get to smoke a little bit of the double. The double afterburning crack pipe was the Hornet, but this is as close as I can get, man. I love knocking down stuff. I don't like losing. So, all right. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me open up the doors right now. Here's the link: go.topgunoptions.com/FT. That stands for full throttle, and the hunters. Let's start from the right and go to the left. Starting from the right is a 50% discount. Why did I do this? You can thank God that I did this, because I was flying back from San Diego in January after doing the medicine the second time, and I felt great. Somebody, I know who it was, said, dude, this is coming. Again, you nailed the COVID crash. This is in the middle of January. So it was right here. I flew back from San Diego, right there on an airliner, flying back, feeling the Holy Spirit and God. I'm like, you know what, man? Put the ladder down, dude. People are going to get hurt. We actually did a full throttle back here in January, and that happened. So everybody who's here from January, you're welcome. But folks, I decided to knock 50% off in annual membership. With one trade yesterday, well, 2 of them combined, I paid for an annual membership. And actually, we did 3 trades. I did 3 trades yesterday. 2 S&P 500 trades that expired, and then Amazon that expires on Friday. Before you leave, I'm going to go show you the Amazon trade, my personal account. Men lie, trades don't. So, and then the S&P 500 trade that is going on for today. I'm probably going to close that before Jerome Powell speaks. So, exactly, Stephen. With the cost of fuel, you probably need the 4,600 to fill up your jets. Exactly, man. I got to be honest with you. I don't look at the invoices for the jets, man. If I'm worried about jet fuel, I'm doing it wrong. So, the annual is a 50% discount. Okay, that is the best thing. And this is, I hate this shit. I can't stand the sales part of this stuff. That's why it's not sales. It's truth, and it's coming from the heart. Do the annual. If you can't swing an annual right now, even though we could probably pay for that in 1 trade or 2, do monthly, and this is called the Hunters. SDIS, let me tell you what this stands for. Self-Directed Investment Squadron. This is one of our investment clubs. Why would you want to be in this? Because if you logged in early, this is what the Hunters looks like over here. This is my control panel. This isn't what it looks like to you as a member. Let me go pull up what it looks like as a member. Hunters SDIS right here. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is an investment club. One of my investment clubs. Okay. That's what it looks like on the website, but let me just show you my control panel, because there's 83 folks in here currently right now using this thing. I post my trades in here immediately. Copy paste. The instant I place a trade, it's placed in here. And guess what? Everybody else all of your fellow members are showing. I'm telling you, man, this is one of the best hedge funds I've ever seen. Why? Because we're trading our own money. Martin, yes, folks, if you do the annual, you get hunters, man. So it says right here, Martin, it says the full throttle, you get hunters and obviously full throttle. This is the best deal, guys. This is why I started with it. This is what you want to do, period. But if you want to flight test it for a little bit, do a month of the hunters, which gets you full throttle as well. It says right here, includes full throttle monthly and the hunters. This is also a great deal. So everything I brought down because I'm putting the ladder down. This used to be about $6,000. This used to be about $800. Okay. Now, if you can't swing either one of these, do $295 for a month. I'm going to the Panthers game tonight to grab some hot dogs and drinks. It's going to be about $295 to go watch the Panthers play the Lightning tonight. This is only this is your test flight. I love when people go, do you have a trial? I'm like, I'm giving you the trial. I'm giving you 3 free briefs this week. If you can't decide after that, I don't want you to be a member. But if you want to test fly this for a no shit full month, you got lucky yesterday and today, Wiz. I didn't, but if you believe that, do $295 for a month. What's the difference between that monthly and these two other things? These are text and email alerts. Okay? And it takes me, I'm good, don't get me wrong. It takes me 5, maybe 10 minutes to do a text and email alert. Okay? So there's a little bit of a delay between placing the trade and the hunt. You get this immediately when you're a hunter. You logged in early before this brief started. You saw me copy and paste this trade in here. It went out instantaneously. Okay? If you just do the $295 a month, it is, a little bit of a delay. I came up with the hunters and the max afterburner of their lifetime to get rid of that delay. Okay? So, best deal is the annual. Second best deal is the hunters monthly or just do full throttle. Okay? And again, men lie, numbers don't. We are looking good. This market is imploding and we're printing money. Hopefully, since last night and today, we'll do one more brief tomorrow because I want to talk about longer term bullish trades. Yes, we can look at that. But I'm proving how you can make money as the market goes down. Does that answer your question, Martin? Tina, any of your membership going to vets this year? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Any of your membership? That's a different thing, Tina. If you do a lifetime membership, which is a significant investment, we're probably not going to open up any lifetime memberships for a little bit. Maybe after Top Gun comes out and stuff like that, we'll do that. But I always am throwing money over the fence to my foundation. So, yeah, Tina, you can always donate money to our No Fallen Heroes Foundation or the Top Gun Fighter Foundation, which is going away, and No Fallen Heroes Foundation is coming up first. Hey, real quick, let me do this, man. If you're on Instagram, please, please, please do me a favor and go follow the No Fallen Heroes Instagram account right now. It's No Fallen Heroes. We got to build this stuff. Also, please go like the No Fallen Heroes Facebook. I was supposed to do this at the beginning. Better late than never, man. Go to Facebook and like, and then please, please, please follow, even though it's full of spam bots and Elon Musk ain't going to buy it. Please, at least for now, follow us on Twitter so you can find out about how we're reducing veteran suicide. You can get updates on our project. Please, please, please go follow. I'm begging you. I don't beg often. Go follow No Fallen Heroes on Instagram. On Facebook, all the links are in the chat box. I just put them right there, folks. And also, please follow us on Twitter. If you have one of those accounts, please, please, please do that. Okay. All right, couple more. Christine, Wiz, could you mention that an email went out to the Top Gun Options members regarding the Maverick event? All right, guys. So if you're coming to Maverick and you're a TGO, well, you'd be in here. Well, no, some of you might not be a TGO member yet. So Christine said she sent out an email to you all. So please keep an eye out for that email. I cannot wait for May 28th, man. What a great weekend. Friday, I'm flying some VIP winners from the Miami Air and Sea Show. Saturday morning, I'm gonna fly some of my guys. Saturday afternoon, we're gonna watch the No Fallen Heroes first look. It's about a 20-minute, 25-minute first look. I've seen it. I've cried twice. I cry every time I see it. And then we're gonna watch Maverick. And then Sunday, I think we're gonna go down to the Miami Air and Sea Show. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right. So there you go. $29.95 for a year, $497 for a month of the Hunters. And obviously, it's cheaper if you do the annual, or if you just want to test fly us for a month, folks, to see if I'm either an idiot or I know what I'm doing. Please, please, please go check. Let me go take a look at my Amazon trade. etrade.com. Let's go into here. Any other questions, concerns? Oh, by the ways, before the world ended due to COVID and we were at events, I'd go to the Traders Expo in Vegas or the Money Show, and guys used to laugh at me. They're like, dude, why do you open up? Why do you give so much shit away for free? I'm like, why do you feel the need to show your trades from a year ago? Why don't you open up the doors to your and show everybody what you're doing? Are you embarrassed? Are you not? Do you suck? It was pretty funny. So this is my Amazon trade out to Friday. So this trade risks 76 to make 23. I do, you know what? In this pop, I'd throw in another bearish trade right now. Well, I'm not gonna. Let's take a look at Paramount, man. Nice little look. Paramount's up 15%, man. Wow. So Tina, you were asking earlier. I think Tina, you asked right around here. Tina asked, "Is it too late for Paramount?" Right there, that's when she asked. And Tina, since you asked, "Is it too late for Paramount?" It's recovered everything. I would buy Paramount today with both hands. Buy the stock if you're not familiar with options, or buy the options. But this is why you're here, is to learn how to trade options. I went 22 minutes long, and I apologize for that, but I got to do this bullshit marketing stuff. I hate the marketing stuff, guys, but it's really not marketing because it speaks for itself. Closed trades yesterday totaled $4,300 in a day. In one day, yesterday, I paid for this. I paid for a year and a half of that, man. Showed you on the screen. Not a lie. Other places lie. All right, let me clean up some additional questions and we'll get going. Celia, I just opened a Paramount synthetic stock position out to January of 2023, and I couldn't have written that sentence before I met you. Wow. You know what, man? That puts a smile on my face. Celia, I remember Celia, how long have you been a member? I love your name. I love the name Celia. So look at this. I just opened Paramount synthetic stock position. And what Celia is saying right there, 5 years. Celia's been here for 5 years. What she's saying in that is, I'm going to teach you how to trade synthetic stock on Paramount. And Celia is telling us that she could not have written that sentence without meeting me. I love that. That makes my heart smile. I'm going to write that down. So, ladies and gentlemen, and I can't speak for Celia because I don't know her background or anything like that, but it sounds like she was kind of new to options when she showed up. This is not rocket surgery, folks. I'm not kidding you. This is not hard at all. I excoriated people last night who say what? Options trading is dangerous and risky. They're idiots, folks, and they're lying to you. It is not. Cryptocurrency is risky. Other things are risky. The most you can lose in an option is what you're paying for it. You know exactly how much you can lose. When you buy a crypto or a shitty stock, actually you do know how much you can lose because it can go to zero, ladies and gentlemen. Options are not risky. That is a lie told to you by people with ulterior motives. I don't. I just showed you and will show you how to trade options successfully. They are not dangerous. Well, anything's dangerous if you're an idiot, but you're not going to be an idiot because you're going to be here at Top Gun Options. Okay? All right, we got one more of these free briefs. It's going to be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. We're going to take a look at some longer-term trades, and we're also going to debrief what Jerome Powell says today in his Wall Street Journal interview. You don't even have to watch the interview. You'll be able to know what he's saying based on how the market reacts to what he's saying. But if he kind of continues the theme that he did last week, it's going to be we screwed up to date, but we're going to fix it. And you know what? The market might actually go up based on him falling on his sword. Or he did that last week. Remember what happened last week? Right here, Jerome Powell said he fell on his sword and the market went up. I predicted that would happen. I said the market's going to go up because he fell on his sword. It did. And then it's going to go down. Why? Because the captain of the airliner finally admitting that we're on fire and we're going to crash might be a relief a little bit, like, okay, well, at least he's looking to the back of the airplane where we're all burning to death, but we're all burning to death and the plane's going to crash. So it'll be interesting to see how the day unfolds here with the market. So, all right, that's it. Go.topgunoptions.com/FT-hunters. I'll send an email out in a little bit and let you know how many memberships are already gone, because once we hit 50, we're going to close the doors. Okay? All right, I got to get going. Why? Because I want to go live life. I'm not going to sit here and trade all day. No, that's not what I do. I'm done. I'm done for the day trading. And even if I do go to the gym or whatever, I post stuff in over here to my members. So, oh, and I have a haircut at 1 o'clock, so I got to get going. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless, folks. Namaste and fights on. Please do me a favor. Go to the Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter accounts of No Fallen Heroes and follow them. Okay. All right. Fights on, and God bless. I'll talk to y'all later. I will get, last thing, I swear, I'll get the replay posted on this page right here. Let me give you the link. This is the replay page. If you came in late and you missed some stuff, this is where you can watch the replay. And Tina and folks who didn't attend last night, the replay is on here. Please go watch that right now. Have a great rest of your day. God bless, and fights on. I'll see you tomorrow.